The Dreadful Truth, Rewritten by Wyatt Rosales, inspired by The Return to Freddy's The Dreadful Truth by Tyler Alstrom. Chapter 16. In November of 1987, after opening many miscellaneous locations the year prior and getting their budget back, William Afton created Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a new restaurant that he promised would be quite possibly Fazbearing's greatest one yet. The animatronics at this restaurant included Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie the Bunny, Chica the Chicken, Foxy the Pirate Fox, Felicia the Pirate Fox, the Marionette, Balloon Boy, and Sugar the Cat. These new animatronics were part of Fazbearing's new line of toy animatronics, which featured facial recognition, advanced mobility, and advanced AI. They were also quite strong and durable. Most of the older robots from Fredbear and Friends had gotten scrapped, the only remaining ones from there being the original Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. They were retrofitted and given new suits, but they decided to not use them and instead kept in the back room for spare parts. Around this time, William also founded a sister company to Fazbear Inc., known as Fazbear Entertainment. Fazbear Inc. manufactured the animatronics and other stuff, while Fazbear Entertainment managed the actual restaurants. The first day was a huge success, and there were many customers flocking in. However, some rowdy kids decided to tear apart Toy Foxy and Felicia and combine them together. And some other kids decided to destroy Sugar as well. William, not really caring that much, decided to turn Foxy and Felicia into a sort of take apart and put back together attraction known as the Mangle. And as for Sugar, William decided to just send her off to the junkyard. William would also hire Kenneth Kotz as the establishment's phone person. In fact, Kenneth was originally supposed to be the night guard, but then he got moved to day shift and phone duty. Eventually, a new night guard would be hired, and his name was Jeremy Fitzgerald. Chapter 17. William was absolutely thriving. He had wealth, money, power, fame, everything. Though, he felt unsatisfied about something. One day, Afton was in his office when he spotted a strange, shadowy figure of a rabbit animatronic. The rabbit stood as still as a statue before floating towards William. "You know you enjoyed it," the rabbit said. "It brought you satisfaction, and it helped further your research too. Do it. Kill them," it continued before disappearing. William was confused and slightly horrified, but he knew what he wanted to do, and this creature only added fuel to that fire. So, he made the decision. He was going to lure and kill some kids again. William went to the trunk of his car, opened it, and took out his spring Bonnie suit. Then, he went back into the restaurant, put the suit on, and went into the main room. William talked to some kids and lured them into the parts and service room. Then, he took off the suit and killed the kids, but this time, he used an axe instead of a knife. Then, at 7 p.m., the place closed. William pondered on where he should hide the bodies, but then he had the perfect idea. He went into the main room and stuffed the bodies of the 3 children inside the 3 main toy animatronics. Now, surely no one will be able to find them. Chapter 18. On Jeremy's 6th night, he got a rather urgent call from Kenneth. He asked what he was doing there, since there was an investigation going on. How someone in a yellow costume lured 3 children into the back and said kids weren't seen again. Not only that, but apparently there have been reports about the animatronics leaking blood and briefly whispering disturbing sentences in between their regular sentences. Kenneth also warned Jeremy to stay safe while doing his shift. This night was extremely hard for him. The animatronics were already hunting him down prior to this night, but they weren't this hostile before. And at 3 a.m., after putting on the Freddy mask and winding the music box several times, Jeremy saw something sitting in the hallway. It looked like a version of Fredbear, but it was withered and slumped over. The words, "It's me," started flashing in Jeremy's mind, as the ghostly yellow bear stood up and lunged at him. Thankfully, he managed to put the mask on just on time, and Fredbear disappeared right before his eyes. After 3 more hours of these terrifying hauntings, his shift was finally done.